At Arizona State University, we've made online education better, smarter, and more personalized so you can go further in your aspiring field.
I decided to pursue medicine once I realized that ASU did have the online program for biological sciences. You're still required to learn the same curriculum. You're still being tested on the same content that anyone would be tested on in person. The comprehensiveness of the program prepared me so well for medical school.
Explore over 350 plus programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
Don't ask me to talk.
From the sublime to the ridiculous.
Join me, Stacey Heller,
And me, Eric Ryder.
as we talk about what's good to watch, read, see, listen to, and more.
An edutaining 1-hour break in your day that includes the segment, What Are We Eating? Sponsored by Dingfelder's Delicatessen.
Stick with us for something good. Hey everybody, welcome to Don't Ask Me to Talk. I am Stacey Heller, joined by my co-host.
Hey, I am said co-host, Eric Ryder. Hello, hello.
Hello everybody. So this show is an alternative to all the serious stuff that we consume on a daily basis. Eric and I like to focus on, as Eric I think called it last week, the fluff.
That's right.
Yeah, the informative fluff, the functional fluff, the stuff that, I don't know, it softens the edge. How about that? I like that. Oh, I got to write that down.
Some podcasts are edgy. We're fluffy.
Exactly. We soften the edge. Did you ever read the book? Did I give you that children's book, Fluffy the Porcupine?
I believe that you
Did you read it yet?
Give it to me, and I still haven't had a chance to read it, but
What?
sitting on my desk,
Oh my gosh.
just waiting.
Okay. I mean, I'm just saying it's a really good children's book, A Porcupine Named Fluffy.
I know, but I am no longer a child, so my desire to read children's books is directly correlated to my age, which is now, just below cranky old man. It's just cranky middle age man. So
Then this is perfect because one of the holidays today, I picked it just for you. So anyway, all right. By the way, everyone, thanks for those of you that are listening live. Thanks to those of you that listen to this as a podcast. We so appreciate our 10s, 12s, 20s of listeners.
there are dozens of us.
Exactly.
Dozens.
And you and I are the two, so then it's 10 others. And, I mean, legit, we so appreciate it.
Dozens would be at least 24.
Oh, dozens. That's
Yes.
true. Wow. I like how you're manifesting. You're manifesting big numbers, huge. We're the next big thing in podcasting and radio.
I think we were up to at least 24, but dozens could get much higher than that.
It could.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay. We appreciate it. We have such a good time doing this show, and we just appreciate you listening live. We appreciate you listening to the podcast. We would love it if you shared it with other people. We'd love if you subscribed. We would love to hear from you.
Absolutely.
Right? I mean, here's the deal. You can communicate in multiple ways with us. 1, subscribe. Bam. We now know that you're connected with us. 2, rate or comment. That would be awesome. You can also actually text or call 475-999-2726, or as Eric likes to say,
475-999-CRAM.
yes, that's right. We have a jingle.
Cram in a voicemail. Cram a text into our inbox. We'd love to hear from you.
We'll respond. I respond. It makes me happy. Next thing that we like to do, and you already must have known what I was going to talk about, because today, as always, it is time to talk about the ridiculous high holidays.
Yes, indeed.
And
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. So I'm going to start with National today, because it's perfect for you, Cranky Coworker Day. Right?
I said I'm just below cranky.
I mean, the fact that you won't read a children's book that's like 20 pages and it's mostly pictures.
It's just time crunch rather than anything else. So,
Okay. Well,
but I think there's probably a lot of cranky coworkers right now. I mean, the world is very stressful at the moment. And then in the Northwest, we just, lived through a very nice extended summer, but at the same time, we couldn't really enjoy it because there was so much smoke in the air. And here in the offices, they're doing some work next door, and so we're getting a lot of those fumes. And I'm, actually painting at home.
So you're
and
just
so
justifying
I am
all your
just
crankiness.
Tons of like toxic fumes in my brain at the moment, giving me like a low-level headache, and I can't be the only one at the moment that's just like finally some fresh air, but still takes a moment to purge all that stuff.
Okay, that is fair. I will give you all of that. Do you think that, and I don't really think you're cranky, do you think that, though, you would be described as cranky?
I can be cranky sometimes,
And so we're back.
I think everybody can be described as cranky sometimes, but I like to think that most of the time people don't think of me as cranky.
I am typically cranky if I'm tired or hungry, which now we have the term hangry.
That's right.
So
and that, never has there been a more accurate tag, I think.
Right? Although
hangry,
maybe it's hanky because I'm cranky and hungry. I'm not really angry.
Yeah, hangry sounds better, I think.
Yeah, it does. Hanky is what you use to blow your
Hanky's
nose.
already in use, yes.
It's like I don't know if cranky people always know that they're cranky. My dad was kind of a cranky guy. It was totally like that. Hey, you kid, get off my lawn. And mostly because it was like, now I'm going to have to do something with the lawn.
Yeah, he was the stereotypical cranky old man then, I guess.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, well. Today is also on a national level.
But just quickly back. Sorry, I hate to be cranky about this, but how do we even celebrate Cranky Coworkers Day? Are we meant to be more cranky than usual? Are we meant to acknowledge our cranky coworkers and try and do something to cheer them up and get them out of their cranky funk? I don't know.
I'm glad you asked. Here's what it says. It says we all have that cranky coworker.
Mm-hmm.
So take October 27th as the day to make some fun of said coworker's attitude by celebrating Cranky Coworkers Day and joining them. Yeah, there is a day for that. Not just because we need a day of silly fun, but because our daily toil requires a routine breaker. So basically, we're supposed to let them be or put on your own frown for the day.
All right.
If you can't beat them, join them.
You're halfway to a costume, and this falling, just before Halloween, there you go. Maybe that gives Cranky Coworker is a costume that you could do as well as, unless you've already got something lined up.
We talked about costumes last week.
We did.
So, you're welcome, everyone. You can be cranky for
there you go.
Halloween.
Yes. And speaking of Halloween, I know the next national holiday is Halloween related as well, in a way.
In a way.
Yes.
So it is Black Cat Day.
Yes.
And don't tell my cats because I have 3 of them and they're not solid black. They are tuxedos versus solid black. However, I don't discriminate. And so I don't want to tell them or I'm going to have to give them extra treats and all that kind of stuff. And they're already needy.
You should probably do that anyway because they're adorable little kitties.
They are. They're so cute. I love black cats. So I have no superstitions. I was born on Friday the 13th. I was married on the 13th. I'm that person that's like, that even though in hotels, when there's no 13th floor, it's really the 13th floor that's the 14th floor, right? And so black cats, they don't scare me. I I don't worry.
They
about
shouldn't
it.
scare anybody.
No,
they're
they're so
adorable
cute.
little creatures. And if you've got a cranky coworker, maybe bringing them a black cat to pet, because it's been shown over and over that nothing is more soothing to humans than, petting animals.
That's true.
And if they've got an allergy, then nuts to them. No, I'm kidding.
That's a good idea, though. Like, that would be a good for next year. Mark your calendars, people.
2 in 1.
Right? That October 27th, it's Cranky Coworker Day and Black Cat Day. So next year for your coworkers, plan a day that you bring in puppies or kittens, and everybody gets to have some snuggles and love.
But speaking of Black Cat Day, can you believe that in the year 2022, people are still, black cats are still like the least adopted because people do have superstitions. Like, it's not the Middle Ages anymore. Black cats are not hanging out with witches. And if they are, then they're probably making handmade soap and patchouli dream catchers or something. You know what I mean? We don't have to be afraid of that nonsense anymore.
No.
It's 2022 already. Let's get it together and just love our kitty friends.
It drives me crazy that, as I said, mine are tuxedos. They're mostly black, and they've got white markings, but I love a black cat. I had a pitch black black cat, and I named it Jeremiah. Just a short, quick name. Jeremiah. Like, it does not roll off the tongue. But it was named after Jeremiah was a bullfrog.
I had one as a kid, and she was named Samantha, like from Bewitched.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's cute.
But I always called her Sammy.
Of course. Well, and there's no good abbreviation of Jeremiah. Maya. Sounds
Jerry.
like an echo. No, that's true.
Jerry or Jeremy.
But yeah, I just, love black cats. If you're thinking about adopting a cat and, look for personality, don't look for like the markings. You're right. Black cats are like statistically, truly, like grossly underadopted compared to their compatriots. Are cats compatriots? I don't know what else.
Cat patriots.
That just came out.
That's right.
That was very weird. I also picked this international holiday for you. It is World Day for Audiovisual Heritage.
Oh, okay.
So I figure, being an engineer, a board engineer, a music guy, the guy that runs all this stuff, the AV guy.
I'm working with audio quite a bit. Yeah.
I was like, hey, it's World Day for Audiovisual Heritage and the whole history of audiovisual.
Okay, cool.
So happy International Audiovisual Day.
Yeah, this is where we light the candles in front of our portraits of Marconi, who invented radio. And I don't know what else you do on that day, but
that's
listen to your favorite podcast. How about that? Or your favorite radio show.
So
and call in and leave them a encouraging message. And if this is your favorite show, bless you, and you can dial in at 475-999-CRAM.
There you go. Now, apparently, this is actually to remind us the importance of archiving and preserving audiovisual sources.
Oh, okay.
So,
I like that.
Right? So it's not just appreciating the technology piece, but also recognizing how it's archiving. And, to hear those first silent movies, that is...
Yeah.
You see what I did there?
I do see what you did there. That was funny.
Thank you.
But it did make me think that, there's a lot of, classic movies that have been lost to time that we'll never see again. For instance, there used to be a movie studio in Tacoma, Washington, and their 3 major films were made there, and they all disappeared. And then about 5 years ago, I think it was, one of them was discovered in a vault somewhere and it got restored. And it's called The Eyes of the Totem. And they've showed this in Tacoma, and they commissioned a new score for it. And it's a beautiful film, and it's got great shots of the city. and highly worth seeking out if you're a Northwest fan. The history of the Weaver Studios is pretty fascinating stuff too.
That's so cool.
So yeah, but I mean, it just goes to show the importance of preserving our heritage.
Totally.
Yeah.
Well, and hearing the sounds, it gives insight into whatever's going on socially, whatever's going on politically, culturally, even like language, whether it be cadence or whether it be, slang or, dialect or anything like that. There's so much that we learn from these things, and it's a literal oral history. So, hats off to all of our AV people out there, especially the kids in high school or middle school that it's like, oh, an AV nerd. Well, you know what? Hey, look at all those people now. Like, they are doing something that, frankly, how many times do you find yourself being like, oh, man, I need help with this technology? Well, you know what? They don't.
True enough.
I'm just saying.
Plus, they got out of PE to run a projector, so hey, you can't beat that.
I mean, right? Like, not unintelligent people. So those are the major holidays. There are no major holidays, birthdays that seem to be coming from famous people. Let me look at my personal calendar and see if there's anything I'm missing.
I'm sure somebody famous was born. Statistically, with the amount of famous people that the globe has known,
This is true.
there has been famous people born on the 27th.
Well, so if you have a birthday today or you know somebody that has a birthday today, let me know and I can add it to my personal calendar. Or, dare I say it, we can let the website that I go to for all this ridiculous information, we can let them know.
Like Teddy Roosevelt, for instance.
Really?
Yes, was born on October 27th. Kelly Osbourne, John Cleese
Oh,
of
that's a
Monty
really good
Python
one.
fame.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Marla
Just
Maples.
what a flesh wound. Oh, Marla Maples.
So lots of Roberto Benigni.
Oh,
And
A Beautiful Life.
That's right. And I mentioned that because, of course, you're headed to Italy.
I am headed to
Yeah.
Italy.
Maybe you'll see Roberto.
Maybe I'll jump up and down and be all excited.
Yes.
That's what he did at
Like
the
you
Oscars.
did at the Oscars.
Exactly.
You'll climb over some seats.
It'll be great. Okay, so those are the holidays that I have, and I have one regret.
Regrets. We've had a few.
I was telling my husband about last week's show, and he was like,
Yeah,
what
this is the section of the show for people that are joining us for the first time where we talk about our regrets of not mentioning something that, we didn't mention on the previous episode or previous episodes,
exactly
as it turns out, because, we're only human and we've only got 55 minutes to cram everything into. So.
Exactly. Speaking of 475-999 cram, we have to cram a lot in.
That's right.
So since we talked about Halloween costumes last week, we talked about some of our faves, our personal ones, and I also shared some of the things that my kids have done. I forgot about the year that I was super crafty, and Annie, my oldest, who was, I think, 2 or 3 at the time, decided she wanted to be a tree. And so it was not good. I put her in a green turtleneck and brown corduroy pants and then hot glued some leaves, not while she was wearing the clothing, all over her, and she was a tree.
Okay, that's cute.
Yeah, I mean, it was in theory.
Any fruit or anything
No,
like that?
I did do on her knee. I did a little black patch with some eyes, like an owl lived in there.
Because you know what would have been good, and this is a free idea for anybody out there, I guess. Those cranky trees from The Wizard of Oz.
Oh yeah,
Combine all the themes of today and go as one of those cranky trees from The Wizard of Oz with the apples that you could throw at people or bob for.
that would have been good.
Yeah.
Or throw them at Bob.
Or throw them at bob. Did you ever bob for apples? It's one of those
No.
traditional things that I feel like is like in the movies or TV or whatever, but very few people actually do.
No, because that's gross.
No, it's not gross.
Talk about double dipping.
Oh, my goodness. They're apples floating in water.
I know. And
you
then
bite one and you take it out.
Okay, first of all, it's not easy to bite the apple. It's moving away. So then you're biting another one.
Well, we may have seen the end now in a post-COVID world.
That's true.
We may have seen the end forever of bobbing for apples. But the one time as a kid, we had a Halloween party and we did the bobbing for apples. It was actually kind of fun.
Okay.
Except for my costume that year was Santa Claus. And so I had to take the beard off, so then I'm just wearing red pajamas for the Halloween party.
Your costumes, I got to tell you, if you haven't listened to last week's show with some of these costumes that Eric has had, there's some good ones. I'm not going to lie. That mummy. Yeah, the mummy with the trailing toilet paper. I mean, it's good. All right. So anyway, let's take a break unless you have any regrets you want to share.
Well, my regret was I didn't mention the Santa Claus costume, which literally consisted of red pajamas that I had and a beard, again, made out of cotton balls.
You with those cotton balls.
Hey, in a pinch.
They do a lot. See, they're so helpful. They're not
Now,
just
these
for beauty
days,
anymore.
it would have been like makeup wedges, and that wouldn't look good at all.
Yeah, no, definitely not. All right. Well, when we come back, we're going to talk about this week's topic, which is first dates.
Ooh.
We'll be right back. Stacy Connects. It's not just my business, it's my superpower. Whether you need the right tone and messaging for a new venture, or you've plateaued with your current one, I can help. I connect clients with themselves and their potential. Then, I identify unique solutions that translate your brand into messaging that connects your target audience with your business. Go to stacyconnects.com to connect with me and your messaging.
Interested in learning something new? Meeting someone new? Find out things that we have in common? Well, of course you are. You're a human being. So let's get intentional about it. Join me, JDK Winnikin, every week and get all of that in less than an hour. I'm a writer, a historian, a social commentator, and my show is all about you. Really, that's what it's called. This show is all about you. Get my perspectives on the week's news and hear fascinating guests whose stories will inspire and move you. My show is all about giving you something that connects us. Join me Mondays on Kixie 880 at 3 p.m. or download it as a podcast.
Can't get enough of Stacy and Eric? Then be sure and check out Stacy Connects with Stacy Heller wherever you find podcasts. Stacy chats with guests about a variety of topics, hoping to make a connection through conversation.
Don't ask me to talk. Welcome back to the show. You're listening to Don't Ask Me to Talk. I'm Stacy Heller, and I'm joined by Eric Ryder.
That's me.
So our topic this week that we picked from the Wheelo Topics
Yes.
is first dates.
Yes, and we had to do the Wheel of Topics because I would never suggest this
Yes.
as something that I want to talk about.
I know
but
this is such like I'm going to go ahead
happy
and say
to do it now that we've selected.
This is such a girl thing. I said I'm acknowledging it's not necessarily just a girl thing. But first dates, stressful.
Yeah.
For everybody, and can be funny and disastrous,
Mm-hmm.
and in my case, can be non-existent. So the funny thing about me putting this on the Wheelo Topics is that I truly don't think that I was ever asked on a proper, first date.
You know, you've talked about your boyfriend.
Oh, yeah. No, I've had...
You've talked about your husband.
Oh, I got around.
Yes.
I'm not saying I didn't get around.
So something's not computing here. Clearly, you had some kind of first date, whether it was, going out for a milkshake or whether it was...
Okay. I'm not from the 50s, but I get what you're saying. So,
are you sure?
Well, I mean, I am in my 50s. So I guess I have that movie or book expectation. I think I'm a bit of I know I'm a bit of a romantic in that I have this expectation that, there would be would you like to go out to the movies with me or something like that? And so that just never happened. So obviously the first time that I ever went out with somebody who would become a boyfriend or somebody they started dating was a first date, but it wasn't a thing.
So you just met a dude and that dude says, let's get married. And you say, fantastic. That'll be our first date.
Kind of. We'll get to that later. I didn't get the fanfare. I didn't get the
there's no fanfare.
Yes, there is, Eric. There's the whole he arrives and you're like, I don't know what to wear. And then he comes to the door. I told you, this is like my movie thing.
Okay.
It's that part. It's the whole
I get that, but
okay, all right.
Explain yourself. There must have been. I mean, again, you've had several relationships over the years, and so clearly they started somewhere. So
they did, but here's how they started. So the first guy that first of all, I was totally a late bloomer. Okay, so my first kiss happened when I was 18 years old.
Okay.
Now I got married at 22. So
so not a big window.
Not a big window, but
4 years for
I made the most of it.
Active opportunities for first dates.
Right. So the first kiss, it was somebody that I was hanging out with, a group of people and whatever, and I totally had a crush on this guy, and we were hanging out as teenagers do in a parking lot, and he walked up and he planted a kiss on my lips and kind of dipped me and gave me a kiss and then stood me back up, and I was like, oh, okay.
Now, had you been friends before?
Yes,
Had you talked about this at all?
We were friends. No, we didn't talk about it.
Okay.
People are flirty. You can tell when somebody's flirty. And he just walked up to me, literally swept me off my feet, gave me a big old kiss, and then sort of stood me back up. I think
nowadays that would get you prosecuted. But
yes. But it was kind of cute and romantic at the time.
Yes.
And it's not like I didn't know him. But then, I think we went on one date after that, and I was like, wow,
that was your first date?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we went to okay. We went to the local soda shoppy.
That's just classic first date material.
And had a milkshake.
I
don't
just
know
like an example.
I don't know that we did. And basically I was like, wow.
Then you went to the sock hop after that.
We didn't.
Okay.
But I was like, you're a much better friend than boyfriend. And so I was like, hey, let's be friends. And guess what? We were. It happened.
All right.
We stayed friends.
So first date, and it didn't pan out for a relationship. So that is your classic first date.
Okay.
But
Fine.
It started with a kiss, which is the opposite of how it usually goes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
usually you have that first date, and then maybe at the end of the night you have that first kiss.
Right. And I don't even want to say that he was my boyfriend. It was we went on a couple of dates.
That's right.
Right.
That's how dating is supposed to work.
Right. Okay. This is very hard for me.
It's not always going to be the first one you go out with.
Okay. This is news for me. So my first boyfriend, though, when we went on our first date, he actually asked me out because, again, we hung out in a group. And so then the fact that he asked me to do something without the crew, and he brought presents.
Very smooth.
Now, what was interesting about these presents is that I was
Did
always...
they have presidents on them?
Some of them did, actually.
Okay.
So I was always looking for loose change. I'm somebody that if I see a penny on the ground, as long as it's on heads, I pick it up. If it's on tails, I turn it over so someone else has luck. I am always collecting change.
Earlier in the show, you said you were not superstitious. And then
No. Oh,
jump
yeah.
right to,
Okay.
I can't pick up a coin if it's on tails.
So
I can't step on a crack because I'll break my mother's back.
No. But the penny thing is more I just want to put good luck out in the world. Okay. So I just turn it over and I collect money. I don't care if it's a penny or a dime or whatever. And I throw it in this big jar that I have. It's an old antique water cooler jar. And I've always done that. And so he knew that I was always picking up change. And so he also was an artist. and he's a man of color. So he brought me a book of Langston Hughes poetry, a painting that he did, and a bag of change that he had cleaned out his car before the date and took all the loose change and put it in a baggie for me.
All right, but so maybe not as smooth as I.
No, I think that's pretty smooth. I think it's in.
I like the poetry book, but to give a woman some loose change from your car, and you're probably picking out bits of Lints and Fritos as well. It just, that's maybe don't do that.
I'll tell you what, I happily received it and added it to my jar of change, which would eventually help pay for my wedding dress, by the way.
Well, there you go.
To my next boyfriend, who would end up being my husband. Okay. We'll get into that later. What about you, Eric?
What about me?
Were you ever asked out on a proper first date?
Was I ever? That's a good question. Was I ever asked out on a first date? I mean, I don't know that I was ever asked out.
It's hard for men. Like it's not cool that it always.
I know I was asked, like, hey, do you want to come to this thing? And then it was like, oh, I think this might be like a date thing. But
talk about smooth.
Yeah. But because it's like that, if a woman is doing the asking, they may not have, they may not make that entirely clear. It may be more like, hey, this would be a good opportunity for me to hang around this person and see if he wants to ask me out, kind of thing.
Right.
So, yeah, I think that happened a couple times. And I'm trying to think of, like, did I ever ask somebody out for, like, a classic first date?
Pick them up at their house and, like, escort them to the movies type thing.
And it was it was kind of an odd situation for me because, in high school, you do kind of eschew like the first date thing. Mm-hmm. You kind of like you see somebody every day, so you're not necessarily like, hey, let's go out to this thing. I mean, sometimes you do, which is great. And I had went to a movie or something with a gal pal here and there. But, like the actual girlfriends were just like, hey, do you want to be a girlfriend? Do you want to be a boyfriend kind of thing?
Right.
Without even going on a date. And then once they agreed to that, then going on that first date. But that's high school stuff. So it's just all kind of like out of convenience. You know what I mean?
Totally.
So, and then after high school, I didn't really go on any dates because I was like super duper shy. And then like I met a girl at a concert and we hung out like the whole night. And then so that ended up kind of being like our first date. And then she was like, hey, do you want to come visit me? And then I was like, yeah, cool. So by the time I went and visited her, because she lived in a whole different town, that was like a second date at that point. And then I ended up in a 10-year relationship with her. Wow. And so by the time that we broke up, I was like, 30. So it was like really weird to like, oh, nuts. Now I gotta
start.
Now I gotta start dating people, and I've got no skills because I just kind of stumbled into that. And I had, high school again. I don't think that's even real prep for the real world. And so, then I had to actually ask people out and go on like first dates. And man alive, I did not like that at all.
It's hard, and I really believe that the. So, I mean, I got married when I was 22. So I've been married to Pete for 30 years. So like I said, I had this very short window. And it's not like I was, by any stretch, dating a ton of people. I wasn't, as my mother would say, loose or anything like that. But, I flirt with...
I was as loose as
see?
as they come, but it didn't help me. So.
Well, you're funny. But, I flirt with, to this day, man, woman, child, pets, whatever. I'm like, hey. And so Dating, though, is really hard. And I think
Yeah.
there's still somewhat of an expectation that it's on the guy
Absolutely.
to make that
Yeah.
move. And that's so much pressure. I think about my two boys versus my two girls and seeing what the difference is. And especially my son, Will, he, like you, is a little bit more shy. And like, you're going to have to bang him over the head for him to know that like he can proceed and maybe ask somebody out.
That's pretty much how I was too. Yeah.
And, it's like, could it be any more clear? She's in a white dress and she invited you to church. I'm kidding, obviously. But,
That
like,
sounds like your trajectory all over again.
well, a little bit. But, he's very cautious that way. And especially with,
I think it's good to be cautious,
I think it is good to be cautious. And yet I also, I have two differing thoughts. On the one hand, it's good to be cautious because then especially in an environment in an age when consent is key and
Absolutely.
you don't want to make any missteps. And so communication is crucial, 100%. And communication is key, but there's also nonverbal communication. And so,
Right.
like, if you're flirty with somebody or you're hanging out or something's going on there and you can kind of, like, feel a little something, or you do, like, then talk about it. And I know it's awkward and hard and everything, but I'm also like, oh my gosh, somebody needs to say something.
Yeah.
Because we are in an age when, God forbid, you make a physical move and the person's like,
Right.
don't touch me.
Yeah, I think it is important to start with communication rather than coming in and just planting one.
But I'll tell you what, it was very romantic and it was a different time. And like, we weren't as smart back then. I was like, I was raised in a generation where like if a man whistled at you, you were like, oh, thank you. And now my daughters are like, I will cut you. Like,
Right.
That's not okay. Now, what about your first date with the person that you're with now?
So that was another one where I just like met her at a party and then we started talking online. And then by the time that we like hung out for the first time, it felt like we were beyond a first date in a way. So
That's a big thing.
yeah,
Because when
sometimes the online thing can kind of, be the first date, I guess.
or the distance thing, because I think about, my husband, he and my brother, they're 7 years older. So they went to college together. They were friends. I was the little sister, the whole thing. And so I've known him for a long time, not in a weird biblical sense. Hello, people. And so when we did start dating, I was away at college and he was living in New York. And so we communicated by phone, and I would send letters, tons of letters in my big swooping, 19-year-old handwriting. And so we communicated that way. And I'll tell you what, you get to know somebody.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. That's what a first date is supposed to be all about, is getting to know somebody. So if you really get to know somebody and you still have a mutual attraction, then that is, the best date you possibly could have. So whether it's an elongated thing online or via letters or whatever, in a way that can be quite ideal. But it's not what the typical person does, I guess. And, especially now with dating apps, seems like there's a lot more of quote unquote first dates. And so, I was never like sure what's a great a thing to do for a first date. Most people would say, get a cup of coffee or whatever. But I don't like coffee.
I know, right? I'm like, meet at a museum. It's big, open space.
I like that idea. That's a great idea for a first date.
Right?
And by the way, folks, if you've got great ideas for a first date, let us know, because obviously we are kind of weird here that we've just got into long-term relationships and didn't have all that experience with first dating that a lot of people are having now. So 475-999-2726. We'd love to hear from you. But I really like that idea. I don't know why I didn't think of that, of meet at a museum. That's a great one.
Well, and here in Seattle, there is obviously
there's tons of great
go
museums
to Sam,
in the area.
right?
Yeah.
But you can. I also love the outdoor sculpture garden.
Yeah.
So having a space that's big and open, so that everyone can feel safe, and yet at the same time looking at whatever the art is, it can be more intimate because you're talking about the art, and
You've got a conversation starter right away. Absolutely.
pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's a really good one, and
I mean, there are the classics like, meet for coffee, go to a movie, dinner at a movie. But with a movie, you don't really have a chance for that conversation. And maybe if the movie sucks, it taints your first
Totally.
date experience and maybe your impression of that person. So maybe that's better for a second date. I don't know.
I do think that, and also some people can't stand it when you talk through a movie. So if you're like trying to talk and the person's like, "Shh, I need to hear what they said."
Right.
Like that's
don't go into a movie on a first date or otherwise and expect to talk.
right.
That's
because
not what a movie's for.
people don't like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, and what is interesting now is first dates are happening no matter. I mean, first dates doesn't mean it's your first ever. It can be, first with whomever you're with or whatever stage and age in life you are. So, I mean, whether you're young and it's like, okay, the first date is with like 17 of our best friends and it's like a group hangout at the mall and we're basically ignoring each other, but we're totally together.
Hang out at the mall. What is this, the 90s?
Well, people do that still. Like they walk in packs. Don't you ever go to the mall and see kids
Go get an
walking
Orange
in?
Julius together.
Kind of. I
Then
mean,
drop
stop
by
at
the Gap.
Claire's and Spencer Gifts.
Try to
much.
avoid the elderly that are getting in their steps.
Okay, that's early mornings. Okay. Yes, pretty much. But I think that's kind of what kids do. And then, like, in high school, it's a little bit different. Kids are definitely
Sure.
more sophisticated. And then, I don't know. I'm curious, like, what's an ideal first date? It just seems like, there's a lot of pressure. So I would be curious for listeners out there that went ahead and made the first move and, somehow had something that was a little untraditional, took the risk. I will tell you that Pete and I, because we had known each other for so long, when my brother got married, we connected then, and he never, and he will tell you this to this day, he never would have reached out to me. I'm the one that reached out to him, and I was like, hey, remember that book that you told me about by E.L. Doctorow? I would love to borrow that, because there's no bookstores around me. And so he brought the book, and he said, well, since I'm around, why don't we go out to dinner?
Beautiful.
So
you went out to dinner, and it was a first date.
And it was essentially a first, real date.
And apparently you had a lot in common and liked each other.
Yep. And so then I went back to
you
school.
can't get more classic fairy tale romantic thing than that.
All right. That's true. I mean, okay. Yeah. Now that I think about it, I did kind of have some classic first dates.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of the couple times that I went out on a classic movie style first date, and one had a picnic in the park, and that one turned out very badly because I got stuck in gnarly traffic and ended up being late. And then we didn't like each other at all after that.
Then you're stuck there with
well, no, it was fine because we just wrapped it up and went home. But, it could have been. I had this idea in my mind that this is going to be beautiful. I've got this picnic basket. I brought some nice sandwiches, but turns out she's allergic to everything. And so
is that how that goes? If you're okay. Total confession here. There is a part of me that wants to go on a dating app. I have no interest in connecting with anyone. I'm happily married. Pete's the love of my life, my best friend, all assurances, the whole thing. And yet I'm like, what is it like out there? And by the way, would anyone ever find me attractive?
There's somebody for everybody. So of course,
well, I already
somebody
have
will.
my someone, so I'm wondering if there's someone plus one.
You just want your ego flattered.
Yes, 100%.
Of course, we all want that. And I went to a concert recently, and I was sitting next to some ladies that I'd never met before. And then afterwards, they're like, hey, do you want to join us for a drink? And I didn't join them for a drink because I'm in a relationship and I had to go to the bathroom. but it was still, that was like, ooh, still got it.
You still got it.
You know, I said 2 words to these ladies, but they're interested in talking to me more. So that, that is, of course, we all want to feel that way.
Yeah.
You know?
So like 100%.
Yeah.
All
But
right.
that doesn't mean that you should get on Tinder or anything like that.
I'm not. Don't worry about it. I'm not going to.
You know what would be a great date is that picnic that I mentioned before, but being on time and going to Dingfelder's
That would be
and
good.
getting some fantastic food for that picnic.
Can you imagine Vance when you're like, oh, it's our
Yeah.
first date? He'd be like, oh, hey.
Have the woman or whoever has food allergies make the order. You pick it up and pay for it.
There you go. I love it. All right. So speaking of Vance, I think it's time to take a quick break and then connect with him and find out what we're eating.
It's our dream date with the Lord of the Sandwich.
That sounds divine. All right. We'll be right back. Keep listening to Don't Ask Me to Talk. Whether it's fly fishing or French pastry, we all have something that makes our tail wag. Involuntary and instinctive, it's sparked by excitement, inspired by purpose, and it speaks to who we are. I'm Stacey Heller of Stacey Connects. I lead clients to the place that makes their tail wag. As a creative director, I bring ideas to life. As a podcast producer, I give ideas a voice. Stacey Connects. It's my superpower. If you want to connect with me, Stacey Heller, go to staceyconnects.com. Don't ask me to talk. Hey, welcome back to Don't Ask Me to Talk with Stacey Heller and Eric Ryder.
That's right.
So before the break, we were talking about our first dates, and
That's right.
you had a great suggestion,
Yeah, get some food from Dingfelder's.
right?
Perfect for a date. Yeah. And it's our dream date himself, Mr. Vance Dingfelder, the Lord of the Sandwich, the King of the Knish, the Duke of the Deli. How are you, sir?
Eric, the engineer of excellence that you are.
Oh.
Look at you go.
See, this is why he's our dream date. He's complimentary and he has great food.
Right?
I'm sitting here going, okay, I got to figure out something to say to Eric about that works with his initials.
That works out well.
You know, it did. You know, but it was really quick, off the cuff. You know, I'm working the line, so it's like being on stage, actually.
Yeah. And what are we making right now at the moment?
At this very moment,
Yeah.
I'm slicing tomatoes for a turkey sandwich.
Oh, you can't beat
I'm
that.
also making a pastrami and tongue combo.
Interesting.
It's been a tongue kind of day.
Which is
The tongue is getting really popular.
it's appropriate because it is Cranky Coworker Day, so I guess it's a way to stick out your tongue.
Well, also,
Hold on, it's cranky coworker. That explains everything.
if
Oh
you're
my
doing
God.
that first date, this may be the only way you get to slip them some tongue.
Oh my gosh!
If it doesn't go
I
well, at
slip
least
everybody a little tongue. Oh yeah.
Oh,
You know,
my-
That's like I'm taking over the show. Look out.
Oh my gosh, that is so perfect. You need to have a tagline for your tongue.
Okay. We got to slip a little tongue in your sandwich.
Exactly. Make your day a little better.
A little better. For your cranky coworker, slip them a little tongue.
Hey, I love it. That's great.
So, what are we eating?
We're going to eat. Listen, Linda. we are doing pumpkin cheesecake for the holidays because
Oh,
it's
perfect.
my thing. Okay.
You don't get much better than
The
that for a
pumpkin
fall.
cheesecake. And you know, it's just I love pumpkin cheesecake. Okay, because I love pumpkin pie.
Oh,
But when you mix pumpkin pie and cheesecake together, something special happens.
That's a great
Okay?
combo.
Yeah, it works. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to start it next week for the holiday, right on time for Halloween. Yeah,
gosh.
that's when we're going to put it out there. And we'll run it the whole month in November.
I was going to say, you got to have it for Thanksgiving.
That's what we're going to do. We run it for the whole month, and we'll offer it to people. Well, and then it'll become, hey, when we let people in, that date is coming soon.
I know, you keep teasing it.
I want to do cherry cheesecakes, right, and strawberry cheesecakes, pineapple cheesecake, and blueberry cheesecake,
Okay,
stuff like that.
you can't do too much, though.
Huh? This is coming from you?
I know.
You're the person that says you can't do too much?
I'm just saying.
Stacey, really?
I want you.
You got to have variety, right?
Oh, well, I agree. Okay. Well, anyway, talk to me about the pumpkin cheesecake. So, what kind
that's the question.
What kind of spices do you put in your pumpkin cheesecake?
Cinnamon, clove, nutmeg, allspice.
Okay.
All the classics.
I mean, what else are you supposed to put in it?
I don't know.
Is that not enough?
No, that's good.
Now, are you putting actual pumpkin in the cheesecake, or just like the traditional pumpkin pie seasoning?
So I am of the bank that says, canned pumpkin's not so bad.
Oh, canned pumpkin is great.
Okay, it works.
Absolutely, yeah.
I've used sugar pumpkin to make pie, and I like that too. It is a different consistency.
Yeah.
And what I found is it kind of is a little drier than the can.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And doesn't work as well in the cheesecake as the can.
It cracks.
Yes, that's exactly what it does.
Yep.
You have these giant faults running through the middle of your cake.
Right.
And that's a problem.
I mean, the good thing about faults is there's no calories in them. However, there's also no cheesecake in them.
No, that's right.
Yeah, I as a retired baker, I've tried both, and I'm with you. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And the canned pumpkin, and then, you can still add your own zhuzh to it, and how you cook it, and the ratio of crust to filling, and all those kinds of things.
Excuse me, zhuzh?
Yeah, I said zhuzh.
Where do I get your zhuzh? Tell me about it. Because I want some of your zhuzh.
Well, you know what? My zhuzh is my secret ingredient.
You know what that is. I want the zhuzh.
Well,
Wow, it sounds like you're getting super busy down there. We've only got a couple minutes. Yeah.
We are busy.
So before your customers start shouting at you for not getting that sandwich out faster.
I'm actually out of hot pastrami right now.
Oh, wow.
I just got a rush of like 7. It was like a bunch of old guys outside.
Hopefully they weren't cranky old guys.
But they not cranky. Listen, yeah.
That's just going back to earlier in the show, Vance. Pay no mind.
Pay no mind.
But
flip them a little tongue.
If someone is hangry, you can't do better than a beautiful pastrami sandwich.
Oh, you know what? The pastrami's hot. We're slicing right now. Come on down to Dingfelder's.
There you go.
Carrying it on a hot fork.
I love it.
Oh my gosh.
Flipping it in a little tongue.
Right? And speaking of a first date, watching them make sandwiches is like food porn.
It's fun.
So there you go.
It's funny. This one guy, one of the old guys, didn't want to leave the front. Like, the room is around the side. You can wait by the window. He's like, I want to watch.
Well, see? Because it's
Yeah,
food
don't
porn.
blame them. Yeah.
All right.
Well,
And if you want to watch some, is it pastrami that's being cut on the website?
Yes, that's exactly. Eric, you're amazing. I was thinking the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, if you go to dingfelders.com, that pastrami is being sliced.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And I've had too many comments on that.
Delicious.
A lot of people like that website.
Yeah.
And let's not forget the catering business, Nourish Catering, and the website for
where would I
that.
be without you? Oh, the website for Nourish is nourishcatering.com. And we just did a huge event today. It's nuts for Zillow. It's like 500 for
Nice.
lunch.
Look at
Wow.
you.
So that was fun. Yeah. It was, they had all, you know what they did? They saw catering for everybody. They had so many different dietary restrictions. It worked so well. They were thrilled.
See? Perfect. So there you go.
Lunch for 500 coming up.
Well, he's got to run.
Exactly.
And we got to run.
All right.
Take care, you guys.
Bye.
Thanks, Vance.
Week. Take care. Happy Halloween.
Take care.
Thanks.
Happy Halloween.
Bye.
All right. See?
I mean, how scary would that be to have to cook for 500?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's a lot. Okay.
But definitely great first date is get some food from Dingfelders and have a fantastic picnic.
Right. You'll look like a hero and you'll be like, oh, yeah, I know the owner.
Yeah. And you could eat a hero, maybe. No. They do different kinds of sandwiches.
Eat
there,
the hero you deserve.
There you go. Hey, you know what? It's time for us to pick next week's topic.
All right, let's do it. It's always so
Will it be as
exciting.
scintillating as this week's?
I don't know.
Are you kidding me?
I can't tell.
We didn't plan this. This is random. That horn means this is random.
What is it?
Pumpkin food?
Oh, that's funny.
And then why or and
Yes
I'm
or
guessing
no?
yes or no pumpkin food. So I'm guessing you mean like the pumpkin spiceization
trend.
of of the world.
Yes, like everything from food to trash bags.
Yes. Okay.
So,
Yes or no on that? I don't know how that's going to fill out a whole show, but we'll find out.
oh, that's never a problem for us.
Of course not.
All right. Have a great week, everybody. Thanks for listening to Don't Ask Me to Talk. We will talk to you next week.
Have a happy Halloween, everybody.